Hello, goddesses, gods, guides, fairies, and everything in between. It is me, your girl S Goddess Joe. If you are new here, welcome, welcome. I hope you find peace here. And if you are returning, welcome back. If you're not familiar with me, then just a quick introduction. I am an intuitive spiritual. I read energies and I own Botanica, amongst other businesses. But let's jump into today's video. Back maybe about 2 years ago, I made a video with the guides I was using in the very beginning stages of my goddess journey. Well, of course, we all grow and we all evolve, and some of those books and guides, they're still with me, but I've also added to my collection. The main purpose for these guides is to help you all strengthen your mind, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. I have my girl here. You guys can't see her, but you guys can hear her. You want to introduce yourself, goddess?
Hey everyone, it's Frenchie.
That's my girl. That's my girl. She is. I'll try and find a way to put her picture up somewhere if you don't mind. So you guys can see. She's going to be discussing some of these. Like, I know she's aware of some of the books. Some she may not, but we're just gonna have a quick discussion. I'm gonna kind of gist through some of the pages that I feel are really important, that you should focus on, the chapters that you should focus on, and things of that nature. And we could just have an open discussion. So anyways, back to what I was saying before. The purpose of this is to strengthen your mind on your journey, deepen your faith, and deepen your divinity in you. So these guides really help me with that. They remind me of who I am, and they help me really tap in. The first book now I did touch on in my first guide video. And I didn't give it a bad recommendation, but I just said if you're not strong-minded, then you probably won't like this book, because it kind of has like a negative air about it. It's a little bit about being on top. It's the 48 Laws of Power. Just gonna put it out there. French, have you ever heard about this book?
Yes, you actually told me about it. You told me about that book.
So yes, in my first video.
Yes.
In my first video, I was kind of telling people like, you may not want to read this book, but it's still a very good book on your goddess journey. It's a very good guide. Like I said, I use all my books as guides. Really important. I have 2 laws that I pretty much stand by, and I'm going to read those to you. And I think these are very important on your journey, especially my journey where I am right now. The first one is going to be Law 10. The rest of the story is on page 76. Law 10, infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. You can die from someone else's misery. Emotional states are as infectious as diseases. You may feel you are helping the drowning man, but you are only precipitating your own disaster. The unfortunate sometimes draw misfortune on themselves. They will also draw it on you. Associate with the happy and fortunate instead. I am big on the law of attraction, so I feel like you attract what you surround yourself by just subconsciously. What do you feel about that law?
100%. I agree with that, definitely. Because you are the energy you're around.
Perfectly said. Do you feel like you have any experiences where like unhappy or negative entities have affected you?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yes, and guys, she also does readings. She also does energy readings, so I could put her at name up there too. Okay. And then we're too goofy together. And then my next law, it's that Cancer Aquarius vibe. That's what you guys are picking up. Law 25. The story is found on page 191, but here's this law. This law is very important on your journey. I feel like evolving, this is what you have to do, and that's recreate yourself. Do not accept the roles that society foists on you. Recreate yourself by forging a new identity, one that commands attention and never bores the audience. Be the master of your own image rather than letting others define it for you. Incorporate dramatic devices into your public gestures and actions. Your power will be enhanced and your character will seem larger than life. That is a word. Always recreate yourself. Never stay. I feel like if you're not changing, you're not evolving. If you are the exact same person, and I even saw a video on this the other day. If you're the exact same person than you were a year ago, then what have you done? You know, what have you done that has changed your mindset? You know, that's just personally how I feel. And while I run and grab my charger wire, French, do you want to speak to the people?
You would put me on the spotlight. To piggyback on that, yes, I definitely do believe you have to realign and readjust.
That's a word. Yeah.
And that just comes with life in general. Like, as you get older, some things you just not prone to anymore, or you just not frown upon. It's just you look at it differently, and that's the way. That's the way of life.
Okay, good. Sorry, peeps. Y'all know I don't edit my videos, so this is gonna be in the video. And I'm back. Okay, but yes, from the 48 laws of power, each law is a lesson, and it has the story of why that is a law. So, if you want to get the book, just for further explanation or more examples on what the author was talking about, then 48 laws of power. Again, not all the laws are that like sunny. Some of them are kind of dark. So you have to have a strong mind and try to figure out where that law will fit into your life and you know, on your journey to divinity. Whew, I'm out of breath. Next book that's really important on this, specifically to me on my level, where I am in this journey. Encyclopedia of Spirits. And then it says more stuff. The ultimate guide to the magic of fairies, genies, demons, ghosts, gods, and goddesses. Have I showed you this book?
I need that.
Yes, you do. Oh, yes. This Judica Childs. Judica. I don't know. This book is pretty much, it has so many gods and goddesses. It's important to know, especially if you're trying to help others, it's important to know who you believe you are, who you may have figured out you are, and who other people are around you. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not the only incarnate in your circle. Remember, you meet people for a reason. Your friend could be a mermaid or a fairy or an angel or a guardian angel or a god or a goddess or a certain kind of entity. So I feel like this is really important to have, because you can kind of go through each one and kind of figure it out. Not only that, they also tell you the story behind the gods and goddesses, and they tell you the different names that they go by. And this also tells you like the different type of plants, trees, and other things that that these gods, goddesses, spirits, demons, angels, these type of entities, they tell you basically how to invoke them, what's their day, their sacred plants. And this book has opened me up to so many different gods and goddesses from Africa, from Asia, Europe, just so many that I would have never even known about. And then in the beginning, it tells you, we lost her. She'll probably be back. But it also tells you about building altars. If you need something that you need to, if you're a reader and you're not good with visual, or if you're not into the whole watching a video type of learning, then a book would possibly be your next medium. So building an altar, it tells you about that. It tells you about talking to spirits and listening to spirits. So there's that. This book is very important for me on my journey, for the work that I do, because I am very big on God, goddess energy, and kind of figuring out who's an incarnate and who's not. My third book, I have 4 books. So my third book is The Power of Shakti. And then this one, I'm sorry, going back to this book, I don't have a specific page because it is an encyclopedia. But like I said, this is a guide for me on my journey. The Power of Shakti, 18 Pathways to Ignite the Divine Feminine Woman. This book is everything. It is not just for divine feminine. It is for the divine masculine as well. It talks a lot about partnerships, about sacred sex. It talks about the womb. It talks about breathing. It talks about just like compassion for the divine feminine in the divine masculine. There's so much. If you don't know what Shakti is, I'll read the first passage for you. It says, in Hinduism, Shakti is the creative power of the life force energy, the flow that connects your body, mind, and soul. The Shakti circuit is a way of establishing an ideal flow of the life force energy via 18 pathways that we can access in our body. So this book has different pathways within it. So part 1, pathways to the womb. And all in all, this book is teaching you how to connect. How to connect and how to strengthen Shakti in you. Let's go through. Shakti and its flows, the 18 pathways. Here, one of my favorite, because I am very big on tantric practices. Let's go there. It's not the fourth gate. This one is, I don't know if it's pronounced Yab-yum or Yab-yum. But how passionate is that? That's also energy. What people don't understand is some of these sacred sexual practices is all about manifesting. You need that high vibrational sex energy to create. You literally create when you're having sex. You know, if you have the ability to have children, that's the act of creating children. So you can use that high frequency energy to manifest anything you want, anything you need. But you both have to come in with the idea of, hey, I am manifesting, and we're here to create and to make something beautiful. I feel like my first book is really good for your mind to stay sharp on this journey. The second book is there as a guide for you to connect the dots of maybe who's around you, what's around you, who you are, as an encyclopedia of God's goddesses, spirits, and things of that nature. This book is to get to the core of yourself, your sexual self, your divine feminine side, and how to create and manifesting with that aspect of you. So this isn't all about like being sexy. It's practices that you need to do to be worshipped as a god or a goddess. You know, to have that finesse. And once you start gaining knowledge of self and knowledge of inner self, you just have that je ne sais quoi about yourself. And last but not least, I still use this book as a guide, and some of you may be a little bit upset because I mentioned it in the first video. This Sacred Woman. Yes, I go back to this all the time. You need to go back to this all the time. This is actually a new book. I had a hardcover and it was beat up and it was looking crazy. But this one is a little bit more flimsier and it's a little bit more newer. And it is The Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. Yes. This book has literally everything you need on your goddess journey. Yes, it is Sacred Woman, but there is a chapter, a section in here for you and your partner, for you and the divine masculine. But this book tells you what foods you should eat, what practices you need to practice, what yoga poses you need, how you need to pose in some of your yoga poses, how to build altars, what altars are for what. See, this one is the Sacred Union altar work, male and female. It gives you a diet plan, how to take certain spiritual baths. This book is so important, and it'll forever be a part of my collection because it's everything you need on your journey. It talks about, if you're in the beginning of your journey, it talks about shedding that, those traumas. There's the page that I really want to get into, and of course I didn't mark it. It's about basically the bitch. And did this. Yes. Sorry about that, guys. So, let's read this quick excerpt. Why would I talk about the maliciousness and vindictiveness of the bitch in Sacred Woman? because the bitch has always been a part of my evolution as far back as I can remember, and I'm certain she's been a part of yours. She's shown up in the form of friends, associates, family members, coworkers, and even healers throughout my life. I was raised to be a brownstone princess, and some people have called me Miss Goody Two Shoes. I was not raised to be a bitch, and as a result, I was not given the tools or the skills to identify, recognize, cope with, work through, handle, or heal the scars the bitch leaves behind. I had to go at it alone and learn as I went along, for no one was able to break down for me how to live with the bitch, not in my blood family, in my extended family, or the society at large. And then it goes on into how to heal her, how to work with her, all the things that she has mentioned. Who to talk to if you have been attacked by a woman possessed by the bitch. What you should do, how you should embrace her, or what to interpret from her. So, with all that being said, this is probably one of my longer videos. I'm going to stop it here. I have a book for your mind, a guide for your mind, excuse me, a guide of reference and knowledge, a guide for divinity and sacred sex and manifestation with sexual energy and womb wisdom, and a guide to show you how to go through your journey and it provides the tools you need in your journey. So, if you have any questions, any comments, or any concerns, I would encourage you guys to leave me some comments, send me an email, send me a DM. You know, my YouTube page is at SGoddessJo. I will put all of my information down as well as my best friend's information down in the box below, and you can reach out to us there. Much peace, much love, much abundance, guys. Have a good one.